Hello, welcome to Toadspools and Yarning Tales, where I want to share my love of doilies and vintage children's books, like ducks, and other crafty projects. Today, for my first video, I want to show you how one pattern can be transformed just by using different yarn and hook sizes. And we'll be talking about each of these and what I used. But first, I want to show you the pattern. This is the pattern that I used, and it is from Crochet Today. It's a couple years old. It is a Russian channel, but she offers closed captioning. So if you want to have the closed captioning on, you can, and that can sometimes help with stitch counts if you're not quite sure if they are saying, if they're doing 2 or 3 or 10 or 8, you can put the closed captioning on, and a lot of times that will give you the counts at the bottom through the closed captioning. So you can do that, but we all know crochet is universal language, and so if you just know what you're looking at, you can easily follow along. And I do find her patterns specifically to be extremely easy, and some of my favorites I found. So I wanted to share what I have made using this pattern. Don't be afraid of a pattern that is not in your language, or in English in my case. And so let me show you. I'll start with my biggest one and then we'll go backwards. So this was that same pattern. I did run out of thread towards the end and I was playing chicken. So I actually have just, literally a couple left, but I did because I was running out of yarn, I did the last row just a little bit different, and I did that on a couple because actually I had 3 that I ran out of yarn with. But I'll show you what the yarn is that I used. So this is from Hobby Lobby, and it's the string. You can get it in the thread department. It's so pretty, and that's what it created. And I think that is absolutely beautiful. I used a 4 hook on that one, 4mm hook there, and this yarn and the pattern that I just showed you. And I'll have the link to the pattern in the comments, in the description. So you can go over there and try that yourself. So that's what this one was made with. And as you can see, the yarn just kind of does it for you. And so it looks very pretty. The next one I did was, I'm going to move that one out of the way so you can see one at a time. I did the same pattern in this beautiful yarn. Again, this is a Hobby Lobby yarn. That's what's close to me. So that's at most. I don't have, it's the only craft store near me. This was a hand-dyed in lilac luster in the hank, and I had wound it. This was what was left. But I've used it in a few projects, so this is what's left after a few projects. But if you have this lying around, it really looks beautiful. I'll just show you how pretty the pattern works with many colors up close. It's just a gorgeous pattern. I really love it. And I had enough, of course, on this one to do the edging that she suggests. And so there's the edging, and it's very pretty. I really like this one. So that is, and for this one, I used a 3.5, and I got that with this yarn. On the white one, which is the next one, this is that shimmery, glittery yarn thread. Again, a Hobby Lobby. Oops. That's the tag from the yarn, and as you can see, I'm playing yarn chicken again. So I just ended it with, instead of I should have showed on this one here, I just did single crochets, and then I crocheted in that top point and then did a 3 chain, or maybe that's a 4 chain, and then single crocheted and then continued down. And so it still gave it that kind of you know, Star Lake end. But this one I did a little bit different. I decided to do a loop. And so I just did a loop, and as you can see, that's so beautiful. It looks really pretty with the sparkly yarn. I really love that. And, you know, it gave it a little ruffle. I really liked that. So, you know, I didn't have to abandon. I said, well, we'll do something else and use up the yarn. And I really liked the way that one came out. And for this one, I used a 3mm hook, and I got that. I think that's gorgeous. The next one I did was the pink, and I did it with a traditional artisan thread, super sale. So I got to stock up on a few of my favorite threads, but I'm just showing the whole one because, well, again, I almost emptied this one off, but I was able to finish it, and it has the traditional edging that she puts on in the videos. And so it was completely finished, and I'll show you how beautiful that looks. I just love that. Oh my, so pretty. And for this one, I used a 2mm hook, which is my favorite to use with the thread. So 2 is typically one I like the most. And I did that one in a 2 there. Yes. And so I got that beautiful. Look at how gorgeous that is. So pretty. And then I also did it. And this yarn, this is some yarn I had got off of Amazon. I will show you that I ran out. I've made a few projects with this yarn. I think it is so pretty. I did order it on Amazon, but I always, when I take the tags off, I roll them up and I stick them inside. So I always have the tag at the end. And so I'll show you what it is. This is the fine lace line from Golo. And I'll show you the tag. Here's the color that I used if you want to look for that yourself on Amazon. It's a very soft, I have bought several spools of this. I really like their yarns, and I just really love these colors. And I, again, ran out. As you can see, I used every bit of it. There was only a few left. It's very soft. So it's, you know, it's like a drapey type feel to it. It's gorgeous. And it's really fun to work with. And I think the colors look really neat with this pattern as well. It's just so beautiful. I like the way it feels. And for this one, I did a little bit different. I did do the, you know, a loop, like a chain. Is that a chain 3 or a chain 3? That's a chain 3 on each one at the end, because I didn't have enough to do. Like I said, this was one I was running out of. And when I blocked it, I just blocked it so that it had a little point at the end. And I think it also looks really pretty. And for this one, I used, this is the multi, I used a 2.5mm hook, a 2.5 for this particular yarn. And I got that look. I think that's very beautiful. I really like that, the way that looks as well. And then for the last one, and I just wanted to show you how beautiful that is. That is the same exact pattern, but I used a thread, and I'll show you that. There's that. So I've been playing with some of these tiny spools of thread. This is the one that I used for this blue. It's kind of an aqua. Again, I did get these off of Amazon, and that's the thread that I used. And this was brand new when I started. So compared to, you know, a regular spool. That's how much I used up. So it was brand new when I first began. And so it did eat through that really well. But oh my goodness, the finished project is, is so pretty at the end. And I just love that. And for this one, I used a size 1 hook. Oop. A size 1 hook with a thread, same pattern. And I love that. Just gorgeous. Honestly, one of my favorite patterns. That's why I really wanted to share. Oh, beautiful doilies using this pattern. And they all just look amazing. I want to say I really love her patterns, and this one is one of my favorites. I'm gonna for sure make some more using this pattern. It was fun to work up, and like I said, nice and flat and really easy to follow and very, very pretty. And you could change the colors with different rows. You don't have to use one solid color. This would be really pretty in different colors and changing them. But I just went with the solids here. And then our multicolored one. That is such a pretty yarn. That would be great for a garment. Look how, curtains or something. Look at how much drape that yarn has. And of course, our tiny one. So pretty. So those are the doilies that I have to show you today. One pattern. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different sizes, 6 different hooks. And what a beautiful pattern, doily that makes. So, if you like this, do that YouTube-y stuff, and I'll bring you more patterns that I find really fun to work with and share them with you.